myself for my own personal reasons. And for me, in the 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼𝓷𝓫 that I made a home out of that needs a lot of work and will be worked on gradually as I feel like it, as I damn please. I painted the sun reflecting rainbow on an indigo ocean that needs to be blended and will be blended later, as I damn please. And this piece of wire is too small, so I'll find the one that I dropped on the floor. Hold with me, please. Please. I can't find it, so I shall cut anew. From this wire that I believe I got from Michael's quite a while ago. It has come to many uses, and one of the uses it will come to in the future is that my friend Elena has amazing cat shoes. They're flats. They have little kitten faces on them, and the kittens used to have whiskers. I assume 3 on each side. They could be any amount now because they all fell off, and I said, I have wire for you. I will paint it any color you want, and I will give it to you so you can re-whisker your cat flats. And this has been an ongoing thing for now, like literally months, because I've been super isolated. Which is good, because I've been not doing super well mentally, and so I kind of started feeling like I am a disease. Like, maybe as if mental illness actually is illness, and like I maybe shouldn't be around people if I haven't slept for 2 days, because maybe I am actually crazy. And I think that that's not that bad of a thought. Like, be alone when you need to be alone, but also it gets lonely being alone. So that's the thing. And true friends recognize when you're mentally ill that you're still yourself and you're still you, and they can deal with a little bit of mental illness unless they are autistic. So the other thing is, like, I really feel sad all the time about my freshman year friends who like stop being friends with me. But then I'm like, no, some people just like actually can't handle it. Like, some people have, and that's okay, and that is okay. Like, if you are just a chill person and people having a lot of energy kills your vibe, then that's lame, and that's something you have to get over. And at the same time, I don't want to kill your vibe, so it's okay. I don't need to be there. I can be friends with people whose vibe is not affected by me being a little bit sleep deprived. And I think my current friends are like that, and I've just isolated myself anyway because I've gotten too in my head about like being ill and not wanting to share illness, because it's a bad thing, most people say, to catch a cold. But I don't know, I'm just the type of person who I'm like, if my friend is sick but they still have the energy to hang out, I don't care. Like, I will get a cold, I will miss class. Probably not gonna be the worst thing in the world. I've had a cold before, I've missed class before. Professors understand when you have a legitimate reason. Like, a cold is a great reason to miss class. Like, please, give me a cold, you know? So anyways, I just think, like, support your friends even if they are ill. Because you're probably not gonna, like, get the illness yourself, you know? I could wear a mask, whatever. There are solutions to things. Like, people have therapy. If I'm crazy, then people can literally just go to therapy and then talk about it with their therapist and then feel completely fine. So, like, you don't need to hold yourself apart from the world because you don't feel worthy of living in it, because in fact you are worthy of living in the world. I promise you're worthy of living in the world, no matter how ill you are. And we're all just trying to get over our illnesses together. So it's okay. You can just make art for yourself, and you can text your friends when you feel up for hanging out with them, and it's gonna be okay. But yeah, basically I am making this video because I left TikTok and Instagram because I was getting too much joy from them. Quite literally. I saw a psychiatrist, and I'm going on a dopamine drug, so it like blocks dopamine from your brain, which is insane to think about. I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw a psychiatrist, that some people quite literally just get too much dopamine in their brains sometimes, and this causes psychosis. So I'm not psychotic and I've never been psychotic. I'm not delusional and I've never been delusional, but I've been close. Like, it's quite literally just because I'm able to laugh at myself that I've been able to, like, be okay, where I'm like, oh my goodness, if I wanted, I could live in a reality that's entirely separate from reality. But I'm gonna choose to not do that because of the young lean lyric. That's like, sometimes life is a joke, but you stay inside the joke, and I'm like, I don't want to stay inside the joke. Let me out of the joke. But yeah, so anyways, I think it's done. It's evidently not done because it doesn't look, it looks good from the angle I'm looking at it on, but it doesn't look good from the angle you see it from. And that's kind of the thing with social media, right? Right? Am I right? And a lot of things, people are trying to look good from, the pressure to look good at all angles. Not just the angle that you see yourself at, but also the angle that others see you at. And that can be really hard to do. Or it can be easy. You can just use a piece of double stick tape, and then it's quite easy, actually. And it makes the thing better, and it makes you better to have to look at it at all angles. But only if you are compassionate and believe that the artwork is already good, you know? It's like, I was like, this is a good thing, and wow, yeah, it doesn't look good at this angle, but easy fix. It's always an easy fix. That's a good thing to believe. Always an easy fix. That's a good thing to believe. I am mentally ill, but I'm just gonna go on Abilify, and it's gonna normalize my sleep schedule, and it's gonna block the excessive dopamine. So excessive dopamine, like, that was a revelation moment when you actually, like, know what's in the things that are helping you. On that note, I'm gonna get, as a metaphor, and because I want it, and because my skin is feeling a little bit loose, this is a Lancome skin product that I really like. I got it for free, so I don't know if I recommend it, because I don't know how much it costs. And would I buy it if I had to pay for it? No, because I don't have money. But my mom works for L'Oreal, so I get Urban Decay, Lancome, Dermablend. Highly recommend this by Dermablend. Also highly recommend Dermablend because they have the best advertising ever in the world, like ever. They made the best foundation advertisement ever in the world. Zombie Dermablend. Dermablend Zombie Boy. Dermablend Professional Zombie Boy. This was the best skincare ad ever, so it's worth watching. Thank you. Oh, you can see my screensaver. Okay. This was back when people had longer attention spans in like 2009. How do you judge a book? Like, wow, yeah, his skin looks so good. Okay. People's attention spans were way too long in 2009. Have I just, like, replayed the video 5 times? What's going on? Yo, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. Do you see where it's going? Okay, am I, like, literally going backwards? Yes. The answer is yes. I love going backwards. I always go backwards. Hey, anyways. It's like the 3rd time today I've dropped my phone. And it hasn't cracked. So basically that's what I use to cover my under eye bags, because I don't sleep. So that's why I recommend this product. This is what I have to do. I'm on social media. This is what I have to do. If you have under eye bags in the morning, then come on, girl. Come on, girl. Give me the shot. Yeah. If you have under eye bags in the morning. Anyways, so. Okay, but the point that I was going to make is this product is called Double Essence Dual Essence. It's called Double Essence. And then it says something in French. Refining, Brightening Dual Essence. And I was just like, I was FaceTiming my mom and using it, and I was like reading the product because she was like, oh my gosh, yeah, put water on your face, that's good. And I was like, no, actually it's double essence for finding brightening, dual essence. And it was like, it's just so funny how people don't know what's in the things that they like and use, because it's like, this is a genuinely good product. And I like literally can't find what's in it. Like I literally can't find what's in it. Minimum SPF 15. Wait, avoid sun exposure. Apply. So it's just saying you have to use sunscreen if you use this, which is kind of based because sunscreen should be used anyway. So you might as well use a product that you have to use sunscreen with, because then it motivates you to use sunscreen. And it's also like, this stuff actually feels so good on my face. Whatever double essence, double brightening, dual essence is for finding brightening. Anyways. But like, it's important to find out what is in the things that are good, because very often we care to find out the things that are bad when food is like synthetic, and then you read the nutrient list. Ingredients. Yes, ingredients. When you read the ingredients for things that you don't trust. But then oftentimes people will be like, oh, I trust that this company has all natural ingredients, so I'm not going to read the ingredients. But like, don't you want to know the good things that you're consuming so that you know generally like what to take good from? So anyway, I had a very like enlightening moment when I was prescribed 𝓼𝓼𝓵, and I was told that it's a dopamine blocker, because my brain, like a lot of the reason that I'm crazy is because my brain absorbs too much dopamine. Or like, that's the theory, because they didn't do any brain scans, which susses me out a little bit, because I'm like, why are you prescribing this based on my symptoms and not doing brain scans? But I guess we're just not there yet, but it's okay. Knowing that my brain is potentially receiving too much dopamine and that's potentially why I'm crazy, I was like, what? Like, when is that happening in my life that I would be like receiving too much dopamine and it's making me crazy? And then I'm just picturing myself on Instagram Reels like, oh, this is an amazing video. Wow, this is amazing. Oh my goodness, these 3 videos, like the connection between these 3 videos, and then it's like, okay, yeah, there you go. That's the start of psychosis. So I deleted Instagram because it wasn't reciprocal, because I was putting a lot of joy into receiving content and like commenting on things. I made a rule for myself months ago, literally months ago, where I like would not scroll on a single thing that I saw on Instagram. Whether it was a post of someone I was following, whether I was friends with them or not, or whether it was on the explore page. I would not scroll without watching it, liking it if I liked it, and then going to the comments, finding an interesting conversation people were having if they were having a conversation, or on posts where no conversations were had, sharing my own perspective in a loving way. Not a single hate comment in that whole time. Not a single, like, I don't get this. Genuinely sharing myself for months. Nobody else did it. Nobody else was doing it. And I like did in fact look. I followed a lot of accounts of people who I saw giving thoughtful comments, thoughtful, meaningful comments. A lot of those people were from 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼𝓼's Instagram page. Like the 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼 comment sections, I think, are literally peak Instagram. And that should tell you something about Instagram. Because like if the 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼 comment section is peak Instagram, is this a humane app? But I think it's because people who support 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼 still, like after knowing he's an asshole, are like supportive people. Like I follow this one guy who's old and he's Catholic, and he posts every day his prayers that are like really specific. Like he has cultivated a relationship with God over the course of his life, where it's instead of just like using the Proverbs and just like praying in other people's words like a lot of people do, he prays in his own words, and they're different words every day, and he posts them. And they're like concise and rhythmic and thoughtful and beautiful, and they're mostly about his daughter. Because he has a daughter, and he just like wishes good for her every day. And I would see when I had Instagram, his story posts, and it made my day better. From the 𝓼𝓾𝓰𝓮𝓼𝓼 comment section. Because some people are like, wow, yeah, People are capable of change and growth, and people are capable of being loved. People are worth loving. So anyways, all I commented on 𝓿𝓸𝓶𝓵𝓿𝓲𝓷's Instagram page was hate comments. You might be thinking, now Eden, you just said you didn't leave any hate comments. But I didn't leave any true hate comments. I left loving hate comments. It was like sending hate, black heart, pink flower, and then being like, why are you, and then the Young Lean lyrics, the life is just a joke, but you live inside the joke. I like commented that, and I said, these lyrics are for you. Because he is making a meme of himself as a defense mechanism, and it's very evident. Because he has genuine musical talent, but he also has a lot of trauma because people hate him. But people also hate him for good reason, and so what he could do, instead of making a meme out of himself and becoming a fake cowboy and releasing bad music, even though he's a great musician, is he could be like, okay, so I abused Britney Sheets, and low-key, like, was a manipulator, director man to Poppy as well. And I'm never gonna get over 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓮𝓼𝓙 because I thought we were gonna be super famous and we weren't, and it's not fair. And it isn't fair. 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓮𝓼𝓙 should have been famous. It's like one of the things that makes me really scared to be in the world, because I'm like, I trust that my music is going to reach people, and I trust that I'm gonna be popular if it's good. But then I'm like, fuck, 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓮𝓼𝓙 was never famous, so then is it even possible to make it in this world without falling into the soul-sucking systems that other people subject themselves to because of fear? And I think the answer is yes, because 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓮𝓼 still has fans like me and Tony Topete, who made a song called 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓮. Ooh, and it's my favorite song on SoundCloud. And he's also on Spotify under the name 𝓬𝓸𝓾𝓰. And he has another song called Pushing and Shoving, only on Spotify, that's really good. It might actually also be on SoundCloud. But I follow him on Instagram, and he followed me on Instagram. I'm gonna interview him, like I commented. He would like all of my posts. Like I had lots of posts that would get like 4 likes, despite me having more than 4 close friends, just because my close friends are doing stuff sometimes and aren't on Instagram. But I would get like, because I could see my views, and I'd get like 300 views. And a lot of these people like go to my school, see me walking to the dining hall, don't say hi, don't like my posts, but are viewing it. And I'm like, okay, this is in fact, like, I feel that this is a hostile environment to me. Because, like, I'm liking y'all's posts, even if, you know, I were to wave at you and you wouldn't wave back. Which I actually don't do most of the time. I don't wave at people because even that can be seen as a slight. But really, like, now that I'm saying it, it just sounds stupid, which means that I really should wave at people who I don't know. I'm gonna start doing that. I guess it didn't occur to me before that I could, like, wave at people who I don't know on campus. I'm gonna start waving at people I don't know. Okay, cool. Anyways. I was talking about social conventions on my TikTok, and I deleted the post because I posted a bunch in one day, and then I felt I didn't want to overwhelm people. It's back to the, like, I'm a disease, I'm mentally ill, I'm a poison, I overwhelm people. I only overwhelm people who are easily overwhelmed. And that's okay if you're easily overwhelmed, but, like, you can remove yourself. People can unfollow me. And people did unfollow me, I think, when I posted, like, 9 times in a day. And I was like, good for you. Honestly, good for you. Like, take care of yourself always first. Always. Always take care of yourself first. And then also always question, do I need to do this to take care of myself? If, you know, doing this means that I lose a friend. And the answer is probably no. So those people who unfollowed me just didn't want to be my friend. And that's also okay. But also, I'm worth being friends with, so I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, literally, if anyone had commented, like, hey, girl, I think 6 posts maybe is okay. 9 is kind of a lot, and I would literally have not posted 9 posts, and I would have, like, taken that to heart, but no one commented that. So I deleted TikTok. I'm using gold hair wax that's made with beeswax and glitter of some sort. Ooh. And I bought it on Amazon, though I wish I didn't. If there were places that sold hair wax that was colorful in person, then I would have bought it there. But I needed my gold hair wax, so what's a girl gonna do who needs her gold hair wax for mental health purposes? Because y'all, like, therapy doesn't have to be sitting with a therapist for multiple hundreds of dollars a week. It can be gold hair wax, and more importantly, it can be friendships, and very significantly, because it applies to everybody who doesn't have money, or sometimes you're just not in a context where you can have friends, and that's the way that it is, and don't blame yourself. There are lots of people in the world, so always know that there are friends waiting for you, and they're out there, but they're not within arm's reach all the time. But they are within arm's reach all the time because they're social media, and so that's the awesome part about social media. You can have enough friends that there is some friend who is awake and ready to talk to you at all hours. You don't have to ever be alone, ever. That is the magic, the revelatory miracle of social media. But no one uses it like that. Like, I feel like I'm the first person to have said those words, probably. You don't have to be alone, ever. There is a friend who's awake and ready to talk to you at all hours of the day and night because of social media. And I think I'm the first person to have ever said those words. Fact check me in the comments. I hope someone else has said that and has received reach, and that people have already been impacted by that realization. But yeah, it doesn't have to be lonely, but it does have to be lonely when the platforms are monetized such that they create loneliness intentionally to sell you people. Influencers want you to feel alone. Because if you don't think that your life and your lifestyle is good enough, then you want to buy into a monetized life and lifestyle. And Jaron Lanier, who is a smart guy working for Microsoft, who did the first virtual reality, as well as an important hearing aid invention, as well as everything. Like, he just did tech. In addition to Steve Jobs. This is worth letting the braid go for. Steve Jobs' partner, switchboard, go. Wozniak. Steve Wozniak, American electrical engineer and programmer, born in 1950. Full name Stephen Gary Wozniak, also known by his nickname Woz, is the guy who did tech in addition to Jaron Lanier, basically. It's like so few people who are changing the world in such major ways, and that's fucked the fuck up. Why are there not more names? Why is it like, should be so hard for me to, it's already hard for me to remember a single name that I've researched multiple times, but like, there should be so many names that I am overwhelmed by the mere thought of looking up the names of the people who were really big in tech. Because there are lots of brilliant people out there, meaning every single fucking person in the world in their own way. But very few people are the names that you need to actually remember. Like the whole great man theory and like Russians and stuff. Like Chekhov, Tolstoy, y'all were people just talking about normal people. And then they're like, wow, they're so great, they're talking about normal people. Okay, what about the normal people who they were talking about? Isn't it cooler to be than to write about? And so back to the Socratic Platonic thing. If you're confused right now, click off of this video, go to my other video, the one that I posted right before this one, end your confusion. You have no reason to be confused when the information is out there. And then come back to this video and watch the rest. Okay, thank you. Socrates and 𝓼𝓲 knew that it was cooler to be than to write about, than to share about. Social media users today can have the wisdom to know it's cooler to do both. It's easy enough now that you can do both. It takes away from life when you have to write things down, because you can't look at people in the face while you're taking notes on what they're saying unless you have crazy writing skills, and some people have them and some people don't. But everyone has the ability to record a video in the background, to not even look at the camera, and to hang out with their friends. And we don't take advantage of that because of a lot of confusion that doesn't need to exist. Why be confused about it? It's better to do both. It's better to have more. There's this brilliant science fiction quote that I think was Ursula Le Guin. I'm going to try to find the quote. And it was something about like a grid underneath reality, and it might not be Ursula Le Guin, and it might not be science fiction. Grid underneath reality, Ursula Le Guin, have more. You know who I think it was by? I think it was by the Asian American author of a book that I really loved. Awesome. I love not having memory because I'm just like Socrates. Watch the other video. It's explained. But not fully explained because I got sidetracked, so I might as well finish the thought, which was that Socrates was judged to be unintelligent until he proved himself. He's obviously intelligent, y'all. Okay, hopefully we're not debating whether Socrates was intelligent. I think that Socrates was intelligent, as did a lot of people, but also not a lot of people because he was killed by his society for being so stupid as to not acknowledge the gods in the way that everybody else was acknowledging the gods, even though he clearly believed in God. Weird fact about Socrates, he believed in God, but not in a word, because the word God didn't even exist for them conveniently. Freaking lucky. But anyways, read Phaedrus, I think is what it's called, something like that. Read the text that Plato wrote down about Socrates in his prison cell before he was given poison and put to death. Also, the guard, my favorite part of this story, is that his prison guard who administered him the poison was so chill. Was so cool, was a cool person. Prison guards can be cool people. Policemen can be cool people. Watch Magnolia, the movie. If Black Lives Matter, then watch Magnolia, the movie. And acknowledge that policemen are people and can be super cool and awesome as well. Okay, but the prison guard was super cool because Socrates was ready to go. He was actually ready to go. He was not resentful toward the people who sentenced him to death. He was like, this is worth dying for, But he never said that. He never said that. I can get the vibe that that's what he was thinking, but significantly he never said that because he realized that words come to harm. If he had said, this is a cause worth dying for, he would have been a martyr instead of just being a chill guy. And I feel bad for martyrs. I pray for martyrs all the time. It fucking sucks that you were martyred. I'm so sorry. People who want to be martyred are very much like influencers. Beware. Beware. Beware a mystery that is a mystery on purpose. That was a paraphrased quote from some dude, some chill guy, in a Reddit comment section who used to be high up in the Scientology ranks, and that was his Reddit. He had a little description, and it was former whatever his title was in the Church of Scientology. And he is still, by the way, a Scientologist, but holds the belief that you should beware of mysteries that are mysteries on purpose. But he dropped from his high rank just to observe and be a chill guy in the Church of Scientology. Guys, religious tolerance. Guys, Scientology is not that weird. Genuinely not that weird. Genuinely not as weird as celebrities say it is. I am agnostic. The belief in God is not known or knowable. I'm gonna continue being agnostic. That's just me. That's just because my mom is agnostic. My grandpa's agnostic. I just am devoted to truth. I just know for me that I can't choose to believe in God because I don't get to choose to believe in truth. Truth just is what is evidently true. Evidence is important. Miracles are not evidence of God. Miracles are evidence that there's a lot we don't know. I already know that as someone who's agnostic. But these are the things that I know for myself. And everybody has to have things that they know for themselves, and they have to be different things. So this is why I don't want to be an influencer in the sense that I want people to have my opinions. I want to be an influencer in the sense that I want to have friends. And I want my videos to spark connections in people's minds that help them get through life and that help me, because they'll comment on it, and then I will have more things to think about and more things to live and more ways of knowledge and more love and more joy. That's what I want. So God, if you're real, make it happen. If God gives me 42 million views on this video in the next 15 seconds before I post it, then I'll convert to Christianity. If God gives me 20 million views on this video in the next week, then I'll convert to Christianity. If God gives me 10 million, no, because it's better. If God gives me 40 million views on this video in the next month, then I'll convert to Islam. If God gives me 60 million views on this video in the next year, then I'll convert to Mormonism. If God gives me 80 million views on this video in the next 2 days, then I'll convert to Scientology. There you go. And I mean all of these things as genuine promises, and I'm held accountable by all the people who see this video. So like, comment, and subscribe, because you get to influence which religion I convert to. I believe in them all. Unfortunately, I cannot discern that there's truth in any of them, any more than I could discern that there's truth that we are in a heliocentric universe, or solar system. Because I kind of don't think that the solar system is heliocentric. I kind of think that it is geocentric, but I also don't deny science. I don't think that anything NASA has said is wrong. I just think that there are literally more dimensions, and we kind of low-key, not that we know everything as the best theory of what we know. I don't know if y'all know, I just found out recently that in December, quantum machines did computations that are only possible using a logic that doesn't apply to this Earth. The best theory we have for now is that there are other dimensions, and that's what enabled these quantum machines to complete a super complex computation very quickly. They think it's because the machines were working in multiple dimensions at the same time. So that the universe can be geocentric, and it can be Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, jump to Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and my favorite planetoid, I'm gonna keep on calling him that, Pluto, who was discovered by a man who lived in Streator, Illinois. Fun fact. Very fun fact. Very, very fun fact. Town of Streator, Illinois is now known for its bars. It has probably more bars to square foot ratio than anywhere else in the world. I bet that's a wrong fact. Fact check me in the comments. What are my comments for? But disagreeing with me. Please disagree with me in the comments. I want my vibe to be killed. I'm alive so that others will kill my vibe. That's the whole point of living, is to have your vibe killed. Hi-yi-yi. Music today. Reincarnated is a really good song, and all of Kendrick Lamar's other songs are unworthy of being listened to. IMO. But kill my vibe. Disagree with me. Please disagree with me in the comments. I'm gonna keep saying controversial things so that I get more comments, because that's what I want. I'm gonna get what I want, because that's what knowledge is. getting what you want. I had a video on that too, and I can't remember the title, so you'll have to just watch all of them so that you can find it eventually. Find knowledge eventually by watching all of my videos. It's the only... See, if I were to start a cult, someone in TikTok accused me of being in a cult because I drew a pink triangle on my forehead for LGBT support, because the pink triangle was a sign of being gay or being trans in Nazi Germany. That was the sign that the Nazi Germans assigned. And then they would find the pink triangle people and ship them off to be pow pow pow, kabam, ka-chow, killed in concentration camps. Sorry for the sound effects, that was maybe excessive, but genocide is maybe excessive. IMO. Kill my vibe. I say everything for the sake of disagreement. Genocide is maybe excessive, IMO. Maybe not everything has to be commented on. Maybe it does. I don't know. If there's anyone out there who's like, genocide isn't excessive, then I in fact invite you to comment. I really genuinely do, and I genuinely want to like respond open-mindedly to your comment. Open-minded meaning I know that I'm right, and I still will read your argument for the best argument you could possibly give. Let me read it so I could break it down in the next video, and break it down like with like the sharpest sword in the world, using my intellect to the greatest of its capacities to finally defeat genocide. Because why is it still controversial that genocide is excessive and bad? I don't even need a word, like the word bad is way overused. It's excessive. Some things, like some controversies, we can in fact get over, guys. And the whole reason I'm here, and the reason that I'm gonna stop talking, because I've made my point sufficiently, is that it is not excessive to believe that you cannot be alone. It is not excessive to want to have friends with you all the time. Therefore, social media ought to be put to better ends. Therefore, we should connect, comment on this video, like my posts or don't. I don't care about likes, I care about comments. Respond to this video would be even better. Make your own YouTube video even if you have none. I responded to 𝓬𝓸𝓶𝓵 in like 5 different videos. She had so many thoughts. I had so much food for thought. I had such a good meal. I had such a good public digestion of that meal through multiple videos. Comment, please. And additionally, because I'm on YouTube, you should buy 𝓿𝓸𝓵𝓿𝓸𝓷𝓭 temporary hair color made with beeswax that smells delicious, minty fresh. It's not messy at all. It leaves your hands looking luminous, natural, and perfect. It's entirely necessary. Every single person needs to have gold hair. If you don't have gold hair, you're not cool, and I don't want to be friends with you. I'm not joking at all. But I'm not joking at all about my love for 𝓿𝓸𝓵𝓿𝓸𝓷 temporary hair color. 32 ounces, 53 ounces. This is very legible. I can read it very well and easily. Directions: hair must be perfectly clean and 80% dry. As you can see, my hair was not perfectly clean or 80% dry, and it did not work at all. So make sure to read the directions. Rub appropriate amount and no more than appropriate amount. Make sure that everything you do is appropriate and exactly the way that everyone else does it, because that is the only thing that is appropriate to do, is what everyone else does exactly, with no modification ever. Rub appropriate amount of color, wax on palm, and rub evenly. Then thoroughly apply on hair. Style as desired. Make sure your style is desirable. The only styles that are desirable are ones that have been done already, so make sure to take note of this style specifically. Do not deviate, because someone who deviates is deviant, and deviants are demons. Style as desired with your fingers or comb. If you style it with a brush instead of with a comb, you might as well kill yourself. Easy to apply and wash off. This I actually can confirm, like legit, it washes out. Crazy hair day every day maybe, but also maybe not, because people have been giving me weird ass looks, like very weird looks. And I've been noticing I'm like looking at the ground more, and it's so funny like how negative feedback mechanisms work, because I've been looking at the ground more because people give me weird looks, and then I can only take so many of them before I'm like actually emotionally impacted. And I've been learning through therapy to be emotionally impacted, because I got really good at like laughing things off, and just like people would give me weird looks or just like loudly verbally hate on me. Like there's a whole friend group of guys at Columbia. I know I said I'd go. I'll go when it's time, when it's reasonable. There's a whole friend group of guys at Columbia who have an inside joke about me that I'm also inside on, because they don't bother to let me pass before they start laughing, that I'm Red Riding Hood. Because one time I was wearing this big furry coat, and they're like, ha, Red Riding Hood. But then I don't know if that actually stuck as an inside joke, but there is an inside joke about just like straight up laughing at, like pointing at me and laughing at me, because I have weird outfits. But that's the thing, is like I have weird outfits, and I have weird outfits on purpose so that people will notice, and like there will be interactions. And then the goal is like to have conversations, because sometimes people on the subway who I would otherwise never talk to were like, wow, that's so cool, like that one specific thing. And I'm wearing like so many things that are potentially comment food, so that people will pick up one of the many, like in all cases. And I've made friends this way. Like there's this guy Patch Jack, who's an artist who also teaches gymnastics, who has taught students who are on Broadway, and we were supposed to get tea together on Thursday, but we both got miserably lost trying to get to Spongy's in the East Village. Like we both got so lost. It was so funny. I texted him at like 4. We were supposed to meet up at 1, and I was like, sorry, my phone died. Like I told him before my phone was gonna die, so he knew. But yeah, I was like, I got a little bit lost, and then I had to go home, like hop the turnstile to, anyways. But then it was funny because he texted me at the exact same minute that I texted him and was like, hey, I'm here. Like had just gotten there. So I'm excited to hear the stories about it. We were gonna meet up today also, but then I woke up at 1:35 and I was gonna like meet up at 1. So in mental illness, it's okay. People understand. Patch Jack, he gets it. Because that's the thing, is like there are genuine people who are just like waiting to be your friend, and you will find them if you are yourself. And just being yourself means experimenting, because the true method of knowledge is experiment, by William Blake. Also, in a previous video, I said I was going to recite a poem, and that poem was going to be The Tiger. I said that I learned to read reading The Tiger, which is true. It was in a children's book of poetry. It was my favorite poem, and when I was learning to read, I would mouth it out and then stop on every single word and ask my mom for a definition. And then I would forget the word pronunciation, and the definition of the word by the next night. Not because I was a kid, just because that's how my freaking memory works. Like, it's still how it works. I'd be like, what's anvil? I actually genuinely don't know. I'm going to look it up right now. There's a part about anvil and forge, and every single time I've read it throughout my life, I've had to look up what is anvil, what is forge. And it's just because I have never, ever in my life seen an anvil and a forge. So somebody take me, like, metalworking. Can I have a blacksmith girlfriend, please? Sorry, Daniel, I have a boyfriend, but I kind of want a blacksmith girlfriend. I'm sorry. I should just watch more anime, though, to be honest. And then I'd be totally fine, and it'd be chill. Okay, I remember what an anvil and forge look like every time, but I still don't understand it, so then I feel the need to look up the definition. And girl, you're not going to understand it by looking up the definition. You have to know it. You have to know it. You have to feel it in your hand. You have to see it for yourself. That's the way that knowledge works. So my mom really should have taken me to a blacksmith shop when I was a kid, but like, I don't know, I guess. ETA, 𝓶𝓵𝓰𝓮𝓼𝓷𝓭, California to blacksmith shop. 200 years or more. Anyways, tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? All of the verses are going through my head in the wrong order. I'll let it happen in the wrong order, it's okay. Or the right one, it's fine. It's just because I'm too hot. It's just because I'm too hot that I can't remember. Like, you just have to do the little things that, and what shoulders and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart, and when thy heart began to beat, what dread hands, what dread feet, what the anvil, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain, what the terror, what dared grasp, dare its deadly terror's clasp. And when the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamp make thee? Tiger, 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 tiger. We're stopping here because I need my flashlight very badly. Like, obviously, very necessary. I'm gonna find it so very quickly. Manifesting finding it so very quickly. Or something better. For example, my phone camera with something on it that projects the light in an interesting way. If you can't find what you're looking for, just know that the ineffable thing that may or may not be God, depending on how many likes I get on this video, will give you something better if you ask for it. Because the only reason you can't find the thing you want is because there's something better that's already waiting. Okay, I'm like feeling the need to strip, and I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to put a robe on, and I'll leave you with some entertainment in the meanwhile. I like went onto YouTube, or you know, my Chrome tab instead of photo booth, and I was like, they can't see me now. Like a toddler who doesn't know how hide and seek works. Oh wait, I can't do this. I can't show you what's on my computer when I'm on my computer, unlike my phone when I'm screen recording. It's not the same. Okay. I don't know what I want you to watch. Zombie boy video is good, I guess. Make sure that when you buy this product, buy 𝓿𝓲𝓭 Pro, you never use it as a phone stand, because that would be against the original intentions of the product makers. They never thought that it could be used as a phone stand. So you might be wondering, in what sense is it against if they never thought of it in the first place? Well, you have to do only what they have already thought of. Otherwise, you are a deviant demon who deserves to die. What am I doing right now? Victory, literally. Oh my gosh, the light is like dancing for me, but you can't see it. Sorry about it. Oh, this one's not even on. know that there was a failure. I'll keep it in the frame. Facts. Advertisement?
Makeup can be a tool for liberation and expression.
What is it trying to tell us?
It can make us feel beautiful.
What is it trying to tell us?
But one of beauty's most popular ingredients has a dark side.
Oh, it's trying to validate my point that we only care about the negative things. Oh my gosh, it's not an advertisement. Is this a legitimately... Wow. Refinery 29. Oh. Am I gonna get deleted for that? Legitimate mistake. The dark side behind your favorite makeup products. Shady Refinery 29. This is probably worth watching, and at the same time, journalism can do better than pointing out the bad things, because it is the case that I like mica. And I like to be naked. Influencer. I'm a naked influencer. This is my favorite shade, and I'm positive, because why would it not? Because this is the commonly used product. This is how it goes. Positive. Fact check me in the comments if I'm wrong, hey. That my favorite shade, Sin, has mica in it. And I'm gonna use it anyway. So that's the problem with journalism, is like, don't make people hate Columbia University if we go to Columbia University. Don't make people hate Meta if we're still using Meta. Don't make people hate mica if we still use mica. Because really what journalism is good, investigative journalism is good at creating, even more than hate, is disgust. And when we are disgusted in the things that we are integrally a part of and integrally using, then we are disgusted with ourselves, and that's not helpful. Which is why I'm designing a socialist news empire that's going to change the world and not be about bad, and be about liberation and sharing people's opinions. So, I'm going to change the world and hopefully leave no trace. My goal is to change the world and leave no trace. I don't want people to remember my name after I'm dead, and I want people to know my name while I'm alive. But I hope they don't remember my name after I'm dead, because y'all, memories of things that are dead that just like keep occurring to you, that's trauma. That is trauma. So it's good to have memories. For example, my memory of hanging out with my friend Nick, who's now in Prague, but it's like I intentionally just recalled that memory. I was like, what do I want to think of right now that is a good memory? Rolling around and having a tantrum on the Butler lawn with my friend Nick, and laughing really hard and being judged by people, but then the people's judgment dissipating as they additionally broke into laughter at us and didn't join us because they were too afraid, but they probably think about it and are like, wow, I wish I was that free. And in fact, you can be that free. Next time it happens, come and roll with us. Roll with us. But yeah. You should be able to intentionally recall memories, and they should come to you when you try to recall them. It's an annoying thing about my brain that I can't recall names all the time. Like, that's a flaw. But they kind of end up always coming to me. It just takes a little while sometimes, which, like, I would like it to be more efficient. So next brain update I will be downloading to fix the bugs. But you also shouldn't just, like, things should not randomly occur to you in your brain. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, because a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, intrusive thoughts, oh yeah, like, most of what I think is crazy. And it's like, don't call yourself crazy, girl. Like, put your thoughts to good use. If you just, like, thought of an apple that you saw from a CoComelon movie 2.5 months ago, like, there's probably a reason that that apple is there right then and there. And it might be that you have to acknowledge how far you are from being currently truly in reality, because to be really present with people means to, like, to be present with your whole self and with your whole mind. But you can't just, like, suddenly do that, you know? What you can do is focus on your in-breath, focus on your out-breath, and then that actually does, like, do a lot of work. But it doesn't do all the work. Sometimes you still have, like, weird, random, intrusive thoughts. And that's okay, because that's part of what it is to be human. But the more you actually engage with that and are like, I want my thoughts to matter, and I want to make my thoughts matter, because I know that all relationships are reciprocal. So I'm not just going to hate my thoughts, because then my thoughts are going to hate me and we're going to be disconnected. So instead I could be like, oopsies, I just clicked on the wrong YouTube video. I'm actually going to, like, look at this or do something with it, because maybe my thumb knows something that my brain doesn't. And then it's like, that is a loving relationship to have with yourself and with your thoughts, that, like, even if it's illogical, you get joy from it. So, and you get a closer relationship with yourself and with your thoughts. And I will say that I genuinely don't have intrusive thoughts, except for, like, when I acknowledge that I'm crazy. And, like, if I haven't slept for a really long time, then I'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, the connection between these two classes. And that is the whole point of my YouTube, is literally, it's like all of the videos that I've made, with the exception of the ones today, because I got 17 hours of sleep last night, 17 and a half actually. With the exception of today, all of the videos that I've posted have been when I'm super, super sleep deprived, and my brain is just like bam, 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 making connections, and I'm like, I need to do something about this, so I'm gonna sit down in front of a camera. But, like, be kind to yourself, be kind to your thoughts, and be kind to people, and peace out, and good night.